Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only Pac-Man here, and I'm back for yet again for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Wii Party for the Nintendo Wii. So last Sunday, we have finally managed to wrap things up for everything in terms of solo mode, and today, for this video, is the fact that this will be the last video for Wii Party, and that is the closing video. So first off, I want to point things out is the fact that there's not much else I can show you guys for this, apart from the fact that, like I said before, certain stuff is being locked behind the forms of multiplayer stuff. Like, for example, Rule Reversal, aka Spot to Sneak in America. Basically, it did say right here on this rules description, one player gets to break the rules in each minigame. But who? And then this particular mode does utilize the Rumble feature. So yeah, there are quite a few modes utilizes the forms of the Wii Remote's unique features. But anyway, friend connection is to grab a partner and play to find out. Yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, and it's roughly about 5 minutes on that particular game mode. And of course, we can never forget the house party stuff. So yeah, as you can tell, they are locked behind the multiplayer. So usually ranging between 2 to 4 player modes, and one of them was actually exclusive to 3 to 4 players. So first off, we have Animal Tracker. Listen closely and be the first to grab the Wii Remote playing the correct sound. And these particular modes like this are utilizing the actual Wii Remote speaker. So hunt for the hidden Wii Remote, listen closely for clues. So, but it's kind of a shame that I can't play these. So pass the Wii Remote around like a bomb, but be careful not to shake it or kaboom. So yeah, you do get other like minigames like you know, Word Bomb, as well as the forms of Time Bomb, and especially noticeable with the forms of I can't remember what's the other minigames there are, so even then though, because I wasn't exactly paying attention to it. So either way though, yeah, Animal Tracker, Hide and Hunt, and lastly, the Buddy Quiz, which, you know, is basically it's like a traditional quiz show. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, it does kind of reminds me of when Mario Party Island Tour was a thing on the 3DS, and then basically, one of those boards is locked behind 3 to 4 player mode, which appears to be Shy Guys Shuffle City. So because of this though, yeah, there's not much right to home about. So yeah, it's kind of a shame we can't show you guys the majority of the house party, along with the forms of friend connection, alongside with any other minigame modes. But there's also the suggestion mode, where basically you can able to actually go into, it's like a shortcut to able to actually access to other modes or something like that. Mind you, I haven't exactly used that as much. But anyways, let's move on to the next mode, which appears to be the last mode we can show off, is the Rankings mode. Basically, it shows us the forms of the actual in-game records you achieved from certain minigames or certain modes. Now, if you're probably wondering what is up with that question mark over there on the top right corner, well, that means it's the balance mode time attack. So because of that though, unfortunately though, I didn't actually unlock that yet. So yeah, as you can tell, you can able to look up on the forms of in-game records for certain staff members or something like that, or in certain Miis anyway though. Like for example, we do have ourselves friend connection, where certain records are set with the forms of the best pair and worst pair. So because of that though, I think it's ranging between the top 10. So yeah, you probably get the idea about that. There's also the balance mode records, which despite I'm not very great at it though, but at the very least I came 7th though. That's the only okay-ish about it though. Well, as far as I can usually tell for this point. And of course there are 2 other difficulties which I haven't exactly unlocked yet. But that's okay though, because we've, you know, pretty much almost finished up with this game. So and yeah, there's no way I can show you guys time attack mode, sadly. But there's also the solo mode, which if we go into any other difficulties, like we said this before, ever since on Sunday, basically though is the fact that beginner only access you to, dang, that's actually 1 point difference between Mexi and that other guy. So yeah, you probably get the idea about that. And here's Mario's top score, where it comes to like clear 50 stages, along with 502 points to be exact. So yeah, it seems kind of reasonable. And there's also the challenge minigame records. So in this case we have marching orders, hidden charms, shifty gifts, to be Transverse, and About Face. The only minigames they do not include on these little rankings is the forms of Banana Blockade and Golden Gridlock, because I'm pretty sure that those two minigames in particular are stage-based. So yeah, Luigi's on top of the forms of marching orders. As well as from that though, yeah, Matt is the only one who's in the top number 1 for this entire list, because I'm not very great at it though still, but regardless of such though, that's the only thing I can honestly try to show you guys for that. So yeah, there's not much else to discuss for this point right here. So even though fundamentally speaking, if you managed able to reach for about stage 30, basically we're able to actually stumble across into a familiar person, which appears to be the 8-bit sprite of Mario, which that seems a pretty cool reference there, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, in order able to get to the final stage though, is the fact that you have to be very, very fast and quick, and also be very good at it as well. So, relatively speaking though, there's not much else to write home about, I guess. So, and finally, there's the minigames themselves. I think there was only 8 new record minigames, so like, let's just say 4 of them from the likes of, actually gotta think about it, 3 of them from the likes of the forms of free-for-all minigames, and there's only 1 of them in 1 vs 1, and the majority of them will have to be buddy forms of the pairing minigames. So that's something worth noting for the sake of the forms of trying to mentioning about that specific stuff though. So anyway, so you get stuff like Jumbo Jump, along with Space Race, Lofty Leap, alongside with the forms of Springtime, and especially noticeable with Fly Cycle Team, Basket Bonanza, as well as the forms of, well, any other new record-based minigames for that matter. So, Sheep Crossing, Skipping Squad, and you name the rest. So, again, there's not much else we can able to try to say about this for the most part right here. So, yeah, today's day is of course the 30th of July today, in this case in 2022 today. So I want to let you guys know about the forms of what today is today. So, relatively speaking though, is the fact that I can't even believe we're almost nearly at the end of July before we move on to August. So, relatively speaking though, I think that might be seems the case, especially noticeable because, well, I'll explain more now in a second. So, anyways, let's have a look at the Skipping Squad. Gee, Maxi did somehow manage to came on top, which, fundamentally speaking though, because it's been ages since we've last played this, because, like I said before, I'm pretty much used to playing Mario Party games, basically, ever since when Mario Party 9 first came out, and as a result though, I was so desperately once able to play the game, but unfortunately though, until when it gets to the point until 2013, this is why I first finally managed able to experience the game, basically. So, yeah, let's give my final thoughts. Although, despite the fact that unlike Mario Party 9, all the way up to eventually whenever we get to Superstars, I think this game does not have any credit sequence, which is a bit of a shame, but unlike in Wii Party U though, on the other hand, they do manage able to contain credit sequence or something, which I honestly have no idea why they attempt to include that a little bit later than that. But anyways, let's give my final thoughts of Wii Party. It was alright. I mean, I wouldn't come back into it that often though, I must be honest here. Although don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with it though, especially noticeable if I was trying to play with multiple people during the course of the couch or the living room and stuff like that. Yeah, that'll be a really good time. Especially noticeable about the fact that this is the beginning of the ND Cube party games before, you know, Mario Party 9 all the way up to, you know, Superstars. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, I somewhat enjoy it. Although nowhere near as much as the forms of the future Mario Party games though, in my opinion, just because of the variety of boards you can able to play, as well as some very wacky mini games I always enjoy. So relatively speaking though, I always have a good time with this. So, like, the graphics itself is actually really dang good. Even especially noticeable this is on the Wii, and the soundtrack I don't usually remember that often though, because I'm more into the forms of the ND Cube Mario Party titles, I must be honest here. And of course the forms of the controls are really good, especially noticeable it's almost like simple and easy when you get accustomed to. And also another thing as well is the fact that I think relatively speaking though, the gameplay itself is actually a lot of fun. However, though, there are some negative things worth mentioning, though, especially noticeable about the fact that that's the reason why I haven't come back into this game for ages. First of all, certain modes has been locked behind the actual multiplayer requirements, which is understandable, because the Wii U is so much more of a successful system, and as a result, though, they require you to be able to let a lot of people to play, which is understandable. And second of all, there are quite a few luck-based minigames I wasn't a big fan of, and I suppose that's pretty much as far as I can say about it. Although, plus, I'm not exactly great at the balance mode, I must be honest here. So thank you guys so much for watching of our Let's Play of Wii Party, and this is me, Pac-Man here, from the Mexi Toys. And until then, we'll stay tuned for Mario Party Superstars until in October, so I'll see you guys on that day. See ya.